right, serious.
I couldn't be more
So
serious.
serious.
I'm so serious right now.
All right. I'm not used to having to do the intro.
Welcome to Flan-Again, a Mike Flan-Again rewatch, brought to you by the Articulate Coven. For more information on the original Anne Rice fan podcast and community, visit articulatecoven.com and find more about this show at articulatecoven.com/Flan-Again.
Welcome to Flan-Again, a Mike Flan-Again rewatch podcast. We are your hosts for this round, which is going to be the fall of the House of Usher. I'm Ashley.
I'm Brat.
This is Brat, and we are going to be running through the fall of the House of Usher with you guys. 8 episodes of sex, mayhem,
Baby.
gore,
Yeah.
blood.
Lots of words.
So many words.
So many words.
So many of Mike Flanagan's words. And then so many of Edgar Allan Poe's words.
Many Poe words.
So many Poe words.
Oh, yes.
Poetic Poe words. Some poems used in maybe kind of questionable ways. Poems used in brilliant ways.
Absolutely.
There's a lot to unpack here. I'm super excited. This is one of my favorite Mike Flanagan series.
Oh, it's great.
I kind of shift back and forth between Fall of the House of Usher and Hill House.
Yeah.
How do you rank Mike Flanagan's projects for you, Brett?
Oh, I really like, I think Hill House is my favorite ghost story that I've ever seen.
And you're a fan of the Shirley Jackson story and of like previous iterations of that story as well. So.
Yeah, I've watched all of those, any version of it, and I've always enjoyed it in one way or another, but I think that's by far the most superior one. But if you're talking as nobody's done Poe like this ever, like this well, that there's so much flowery stuff to have to dig through, and but the precision in which Flanagan works is amazing.
Yeah, it is pretty badass, especially when you consider like the breadth of the work too. There's a ton, and they don't just hit a couple of the poems. They don't just hit like the most well-known stories. There's really obscure ass references that I didn't even pick up in any of my watchings, that I had to like, I was like, oh, I didn't even know that was a fucking thing.
No.
So.
No. Well, yeah, well, we're looking at the preacher talking, and we're like, we know that that's from something, but what the hell is that from?
Exactly. So we realized when we started this rewatch that we were going to have to do a lot of fucking research. Yeah. And also, I'm usually the lazy one, and Joel's the one that keeps me on track and has like all the notes and the plan. And I'm not a planner. We take vacations without even booking hotel rooms. So like, we're not fucking planners. So I have no idea how this is going to go. We might go right off the rails. These episodes might be 3 hours long just because we got to talking about something. I don't know.
You never know.
I hope Joel doesn't have to edit that much. I fucking fingers crossed.
I hope so too. Thanks, Joel. Appreciate you, dude.
So, Fall of the House of Usher.
Yes.
Mike Flanagan. Written, directed, produced, all that jazz. Yeah. Really great, fantastic cast.
Incredible cast, as always. The guy always nails it when it comes to casting.
Yeah. Who are your favorite Mike Flanagan players?
My very, very favorite is Carla Gugino.
Carla Gugino.
She's probably the best working actor right now.
She's so hot too.
She's gorgeous.
She's so beautiful.
She is stunning, and she is. I'm so happy for an actor to be able to do this kind of work. Yeah. This variety of styles and everything. She's incredible. And Kate Siegel as well.
She's fantastic. She's always a treat. I don't think that this is necessarily her strongest portrayal, her strongest character. She kills it, obviously. But I think that she's so strong in Hill House. And that character is so well developed. And these characters, like, here's the thing about the Fall of the House of Usher. These guys are assholes.
Every one of them.
All of them are dickheads.
Every last one.
There's not Lenore, the granddaughter, is the only one who is not an actual criminal of some variety.
Flawed in some way, and some horrifying just piece of shit.
Yeah. There's a lot a lot of avarice and greed,
Yes.
and there's a lot of sin going on with
Lots of sin.
with our Usher clan. So it's like it's not, you don't have the same connection to the characters in this, I think, that you have in Hill House.
Well, they're supposed to be disposable. You watch that first episode and you know
you're
that
like,
every one of these people is toast.
we've had 6 funerals.
Yep, I can't wait until they're all gone.
And
you
we get
root for it.
to watch them go down.
Yeah.
And some of them are so deliciously excellent and
Oh.
so well earned that you just are like,
Yeah, it's so incredibly nice the way that it's set up. That very first episode where you see at a distance what has happened to these people, so you don't really know what goes down, but it's enough that it's like, oh no, they're messed up.
Yeah, well, and
it's
that's
bad.
the cool thing about this series too, is I think that there's a lot of secrets for us to uncover as viewers, because although it does have source material, this is not like based on one book, one story.
No.
So there's a lot of different, like I said, they use so much of his material, so many of his poems, so many of his short stories and things like that. So I apologize if there's a lot of racket in here. We realized if we close the door, our animals are going to go batshit crazy.
We have a cat and he's destroying me.
We have a new kitten. He's a terrorist. And so apologies if there's some shenanigans in here. That's just normal at our house. This is what you get when it's just Ashley and Brett.
That's true.
Okay, so first episode of this series. It's an 8-episode series. Each episode's going to have a title related to Poe, clearly. Duh. That would be a real stupid
That
thing
would be
to
a
not
strange
do.
choice.
Right, that would be a really weird choice.
Yeah.
So episode 1 is a Midnight Dreary. We open at a funeral with some very flowery Poe language.
Oh, tremendous language.
Oh, it's beautiful. And it comes from, I looked it up, I know. It comes from Spirits of the Dead.
Okay.
Which is a really banger poem. I mean, it's a banger of a poem.
Spirits of the Dead is
Spirits of the Dead.
good.
Very good, very good. And we'll hear this a couple of times throughout. Obviously, we're going to have more than one funeral scene. And and it's used, tidbits of this are used kind of throughout. So it's delicious. So we're getting this flowery language from our priest, our preacher, our whatever he is. It's probably not a good guy if he's hanging out with these assholes.
I don't know. He's got a job to do, and he's good at it. So, I mean, the ushers are at very least going to pay for the finest speaker out there.
That is very true.
Anything.
Yes. We see, in our real time, so this series is shown through flashbacks, flash forwards, flash sideways.
Yes, time is,
it's very non-linear.
Yeah.
It's a very non-linear project. Our current time period is in Roderick and Madeline, who are the siblings that are kind of the focus of the story. It's in their childhood home. And that's where like our like current time period is. And this house, it's not nice.
there's too many crosses in this house.
There's so many crosses.
There's too many. Like, have some crosses in your house, I'm fine with that, but my lord, that is too many crosses.
It's like you're gonna crucify some tiny things all over the house.
Yeah, are you afraid of vampires everywhere? Like, have you wronged someone? Like, it's too much.
It's very creepy. And in our current time period, this house, this family is so fucking rich.
Yeah.
They live in these opulent homes. Like, one of their houses looks like a fucking, like a full bar, like you would have at a restaurant.
Oh, yeah. Roderick's house?
Yeah. Freddie's
Freddie's house, yeah.
Frederick's
Yeah,
house.
Roderick.
Freddie's house looks like, I mean, this extravagant bar that would be in like a nice steakhouse or some shit. And then like arcade games at a bowling alley. Like, these people are fucking ridiculous. But this childhood home is like, it's a shit heap of a house.
No, comparatively, for sure.
And the whole neighborhood's kind of run down, so you get a little bit of that hint in there.
The strangest little cul-de-sac of like
It
3
is
houses.
What is that?
Ugh. No, I am not into that at all.
If your realtor shows you a 3 cul-de-sac, a
three
3-house
house
cul-de-sac,
you better have at least a little more yard in between you or something, because that is everybody weirdly front-facing, and there's nowhere to park.
No, and then why is that? There's only 3 houses. Your sack is not big enough.
No, not even close.
Your sack is deficient.
It is deficient. It's not anywhere near
So
enough.
the house in the deficient cul-de-sac is where we are
start,
in current time. In the night, in the midst of the night. And we're having the very fancy booze. Shit, I meant to write this down. They're drinking this this...
Isn't it the Amontillado?
No, well, it's... see, that's the thing. It's the same thing they drink with Verna to steal...
Yeah.
See, I don't want to get ahead. This is my thing. I'm going to try really hard not to do spoilers. I've watched this fucking show probably 8 to 10 times.
Easily, yeah.
Because I have ADHD and I hyperfixate, and this was my hyperfixation show.
Well, I mean, it's
for
just
about
something
6 months.
Yeah, it's just something that's on, and it's a very, very good one to have on. I mean,
I'm gonna look that up and have that information for you for the next episode. But so they're having this. It's our main character. It's Roderick Usher, and he is meeting with his nemesis, who is a lawyer who is has a case against him. Is C. Auguste Dupont. Dupont.
He's a French guy.
We call him Augie when we are friendly with him. So here's something interesting. Bruce Greenwood plays Roderick.
Yes.
Bruce Greenwood was not originally cast in this role.
Nope.
Which seems insane because...
No.
Get away. There's a cat trying to be in the scene. Which seems ridiculous because he is fantastic in this role. Like, ridiculously good.
Oh.
I can't imagine... So Frank Langella was supposed to play this, and then he got creepy with a young woman playing his wife, so he got fired. Because they don't fuck around on a Mike Flan-Again set.
No, they sure don't. And that's, I mean, it's got to be one of the best sets to work on.
I think so. I mean, obviously Joel and I have talked about this numerous times. They obviously have to be creating an environment that people want to be a part of because they have the same people that work consistently.
Yeah.
He works with the same cinematographers. He works with the same composers. Like, he can't be a dickhead because no one would want to work with him like this.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Not on these really intense, intimate projects either. Like, his work is very, like, Hill House, I think, especially, was, like, a very, like, it's like a journey, you know?
So much emotional investment had to have been made by the performers into the characters and all of that. Oh, my God.
And I have even heard that was not an easy filming process. Like, that was kind of like, and not on the...
How could it be?
Not on the fault of the, it was more like a Netflix thing and budget and deadlines and all that, the shit that goes along with filmmaking. But people still want to work with him. So I think that speaks volumes for him. And also, Bruce Greenwood is a badass motherfucker.
Dude, he's amazing. His voice, this entire series, I'm not spoiling anything, but this entire series would not be anywhere nearly as good without the timbre of his voice doing the narration of all the Poe stuff. And to be frank, Poe's words are tough to sell.
Yeah.
That is a difficult word salad to get out there and seem natural, and he does it just beautifully.
He does it
so good.
Yeah, he does it really well. He does it better than the actor playing his younger counterpart does, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because we get some poetry from Zach Gilford, who we love in Midnight Mass. Zach Gilford, it plays Roderick as a young adult, and we get some poetry spouting from him. It's just not as strong as Greenwood. Greenwood, you feel like he wrote it.
There's gravitas to it.
Yeah,
a vocal thing that it's not any actor's fault. It's just that he's got that in his bag.
And he's a dickhead, and he's kind of crass. And I don't know that I would buy Frank, like, he has a speech eventually, one of the famous, Flan-Again monologues, that I literally cannot in 1,000 years picture Frank Langella being able to sell. The lemon one. We'll get to it.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Anyway, so filming on this started in January of whatever year they started it. I wasn't interested in that part. I was more interested in, it started in January, ended in July, and Bruce Greenwood didn't come onto it until April.
What?
So they had already filmed shitloads of things.
Oh my God.
So some things he is like, I need to do more research about how they fixed this, because some of the scenes, like, between him and Augie had already been shot, like those one-on-ones.
Oh, sure.
A lot of that had been shot already. So I'm like, oh God, what was Greenwood acting against in some of those crazy moments?
Dude,
yeah. I want to do more research. That man has mad respect from me. I've always enjoyed his work. He's fantastic in everything he's in. He's the husband in Gerald's Game, which I was like,
get you some of that.
That guy was a little too hot to play that husband. That husband was supposed to be kind of a gross sad sack. But that's a hell of a good movie.
Oh, it's a good one.
Holy shit. We just watched that during the Halloween creepy season.
That's right, yes.
It was very awful.
It was as good as the I've read the story.
Oh, the book's
and
terrifying.
the book is very, very scary.
Oh,
And
so
I thought
scary.
this did such a really good. That was anyway, great adaptation.
Yeah,
Get
I
on.
highly recommend that. And you'll get to see Bruce Greenwood in all of his glory. Yeah, so we're gonna get some flashbacks here as the way it's set up is Roderick is telling Augie, he's giving him his confession. I'm giving you what you always wanted. I don't need my lawyer here. I don't need my Pym Reaper, as they call his lawyer, Arthur Pym. I am fine. I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm responsible for everything I've been accused of, and also I'm responsible for the death of my children.
Yep. Laying it all out there, giving them everything they want in this creepy-ass, dark, weird, fire-lit home. With
Musty, you can almost smell it. It's...
the door open to the basement, the dark-ass basement that you're just like, what? Why is this place set up for maximum creepy? And he does say that he's like, no, I bought it so I can watch it rot.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the weeds grow, watch the paint peel,
Yeah. Oh, that's a really... His delivery there is so good because he's so angry. It's like he's so... Oh.
Yeah, you can feel how angry he is at his childhood.
Yeah.
About how wrong it all was and how he knows about life now and how it is.
Well, and how, and in response to that, he kind of fucks shit up too. In response to how his childhood was, he made a mess of his own life, and made a mess of his children's lives, made them into kind of monstrous people.
Oh, I'm hearing you.
He's not gone, he's just putting the animals out.
Out.
We've had enough.
Out with your shenanigans.
We're back. We're back in
I'm back. Sorry. Oh God. Yeah.
We've not recorded in here together before.
No, and I'm a decent size, so I smash into things a lot.
So, don't mind us.
Yes. Anyway, where were we?
Where were we? Oh,
okay, they were trashing the house, sitting in the house, hating the place.
Yeah, hating the place, and we get a flashback to childhood.
That kid is perfect, like as the young version.
The youngest or the middle youngest?
So the middle youngest. The middle youngest.
Doesn't he look just like Zach Guilford?
Crazy, yes, like crazy. That's some good casting.
Yes, it is. This is all really good casting. We see what's her name, Lulu.
Yeah, that was in
Hill House.
Hill House. Mm-hmm.
Lulu, where are you, Lulu? Oh, she's not listed on that. She can't think of her last name, but she plays the middle version of, so like a teenage version of Madeline.
Yes, that's right.
So yeah, and that kid that plays, his name is Graham Verchere. I don't know how to say his name, but
what is it?
Graham
Verchere.
Yeah,
something like that. Verchere.
He has a very fancy name. Yeah, no, he looks just like Zach Guilford. Like they could be siblings. Really, really interesting. Really good casting. Oh, as always,
Du Dognon Heritage Cognac Grand Champagne. Yeah.
Ooh, that's the name of the booze.
That's the name of the drink. Yeah.
Say it again.
It is
Henri.
Yeah, it is the Henry IV Du Dognon Heritage Cognac Grand Champagne. Yeah.
Yes, it's worth a year's salary.
€4 million a bottle.
Is it real?
I don't know.
Or is that just a detail?
I would imagine that's a detail that you would put in there.
Who in their right mind? That's a fucking crazy expensive bottle of booze. I drink. I'm drinking right now.
Yeah, me too.
But
I'm not spending that much money on something I'm going to consume.
No. We have a bottle of what is it? The blue
Johnny Walker Blue.
Johnny Walker Blue up on the top of our fridge that'll be there until the end of time.
Yep,
probably.
forever.
So we're just doling it out very sparingly.
Yeah.
Little
droplets, yeah, little
at a time.
hamster style. Just
so smoky.
Chase cookies.
It's mossy.
Yeah.
Sorry, back on track.
Stop apologizing.
So we find out that their mother is just creepy religious. We also find out that their mother, despite being creepy religious, has fucked her boss.
Yeah, big time. A lot. Many times.
And these are his kids.
Yep.
So she has children out of wedlock. that were sired by her boss. That is a secret, apparently, that his wife doesn't seem to know, because she's fine with sweet Eliza.
Oh.
And like, oh, is that Eliza and her kids? And old Longstreet's like, shut up!
Yeah, get out of here!
What does he say about children are like meat?
Oh, they need to be beaten because they're like a flank steak. The more you beat them, the more tender they become.
So fucking
what a dick!
gross.
And that actor is a badass.
That is Robert Longstreet.
Dude, he's so good.
We love him.
I love him. Being able to play this complete dickbag role had to have been so much fun for him.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, just get to chew and be such a villain.
He was such a wonderful man. A wonderful and kind man in Hill House.
In Hill, oh yeah.
And then in Midnight Mass, he plays this very broken man, this very sad, broken man who's trying to find his redemption. And in this, he just plays a fucking douchebag.
He's just a dick.
Just a dick.
I need to come in and be a dick for a week.
Yeah, I'm gonna come in and be an asshole. So where did I? His name, Longstreet, not...
He's an usher, isn't he?
The character's name. I was trying to remember. There's a reference. That's a reference to something, but I don't see it in my notes, so I'll have to figure that out. But anyway, we flash into, we get their teens. Mom is getting sick. Mom is ill.
Mom is sick.
Mom is ill. We don't really know what's going on with Mom. She's not looking good. She's kind of ranty, ravey, sweaty.
Yep, bad.
Again, it's a house of too many crosses.
Too many crosses and not enough medicine.
No medicine?
How do you have a TV and you're not going to the doctor? Like,
how did you... What?
You're choosing your own witchcraft? I don't understand.
How did you work in a pharmaceutical office? Work for a pharmaceutical company?
Were they a pharmaceutical company the whole time? I thought they switched over once they got Ligadone.
Before Ligadone, that's why the cemetery thing happens.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's the second episode.
But I don't know if she was like on disability by then and not working anymore. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So I don't know, but she's very anti-medicine. Your body is a temple. God's gonna heal you. She won't take medicine. Pain, what does she say to the kids? Pain and suffering are like the kiss of Jesus. It means that Jesus has gotten close enough to you.
Yeah.
To kiss you.
To kiss you. What a weird thing to associate with pain.
Y'all,
like, listen, Jesus is right there as your arm's falling off. No, what the... No!
If you listen to our coverage of Midnight Mass, you know that I am skeptical at best when it comes to religious things.
You don't even want to get me started.
And Brat is a recovering Mormon, so he has a lot of thoughts too. Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, so she is just suffering. Suffering.
Needlessly suffering, but doing it out of religious piety.
Yeah, and it's so... I mean, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. She's stressing her kids out.
People being crazy in the 60s, man.
People being crazy in the 60s, man. Longstreet, they go to Longstreet, they're like, hey man, she listens to what you have to say. Maybe you could talk to her. He's like, get on, get.
Get out of here, grifters.
Grifters.
Like,
it's
just...
So, take your grift.
Yeah.
And the way he pronounces that word,
grift.
And get off my property. He is so mean to these fucking kids.
Oh. Knows they're his.
His.
Just an absolute dickbag to him the entire time he sees him. And his wife, just has no idea what is happening. Like, willfully ignorant.
Willfully
has got to be.
Yeah.
What? I know to wait 30 seconds after the shouting has kind of died down to go into the room.
Well, what the fuck is your mistress and your love children doing living in our creepy cul-de-sac of 3?
Listen, he's down the street from the creepy cul-de-sac of 3. He's not one of those 3 houses. He's like directly down the road. Because he's a power-hungry piece of shit, and he wants to have absolute control over what is going on, and he's like, you know what? My wife's out of town. I'm going to go fuck my secretary neighbor that I bought her house and kept her down the way so I could... Ugh. He's a dick, man.
We're not really into men in power right now.
I'm very rarely into that. But, it's he's... As far as quintessential bad guy, dickhead bosses of the time...
Yeah, he's...
Nailed it.
Top notch. Yeah. Quintessential. Martinis at lunch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like drunk most of the day. Rude to everyone. Come and
sit on my lap.
Yeah, fuck the secretaries.
Yep.
It's that guy. So we get back. Mom's...
She's done.
She's
dead.
Mom's done. The kid's very scientifically, check this, by seeing if they can feel her breathing.
Push on her chest.
And if they can feel her heart beating on her chest.
Yep. I mean, they're idiots. They're not...
Well, they don't know
They don't know. They've never...
I don't think they've gone to school. I think that they're homeschooled with this crazy lady.
Mm-hmm. Going to the doctor.
And
never
poor
going to the
Madeline's
doctor.
a fucking genius. Like,
Yeah.
can you imagine
Dude.
being super smart and then being stuck in a house where you're not allowed to think?
Oh.
I'd fucking lose my mind.
Yeah, as she did.
As she did. Yes. Well, Mom unburies herself because she's, shocker, not dead.
Not dead. They bury her out of me. They pull the shed apart. They're like, well, we got to make her a coffin, and we can't have her be embalmed. So let's go dig a hole in the backyard. Let's tear the shed apart and put her in the worst box you could put anybody. It's just full of holes.
Compared to the lovely funeral that we see at the beginning of this, that is opulent and in a lovely space, this funeral is not great.
It's as low rent, Wild West as you can get burying someone.
Bury me loose. Got very bury me loose
Very
vibes.
much so, yeah. They at least didn't put rocks on top of her to be like, yeah, it'll be
That
fine.
might have taken her a little bit longer to unbury herself, which is what happens next.
They were, man.
Bad rainstorm that night. Our twins are in bed together. We're going to pretend that's not weird.
They only had one bed.
They only had...
And their mom had just died. I don't begrudge them
comfort
to one another. But then the lights go out and all that shit goes down.
Oh, yeah. Lights going out, storms flashing. We look out the window and realize that the grave is disturbed.
Yes, it's open. Open wet. Oh, shit. Sis, we probably should go downstairs and go check this out.
Quick little Easter egg note here. In their room, there is the Ouija board from Ouija.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Very nice.
I do love an Easter egg.
Good.
I love a deviled egg. Anyway.
Yeah, but they go down there, go get into the pond. Oh, shit. Turn, and you see the clawing drag marks and then footprints going back up the
steps.
Up the steps.
She's already in the house.
Yeah,
somewhere.
she's already in there. They missed it on the way in.
What?
The weird handprint
On
on
the
the glass
wall.
and all the thing. Go inside looking for Mom. Oh, a great horror film reveal of the mom standing behind the son sitting there. She comes all gnarly faced.
She's a mess.
Something's happened, like hatchet wound to the eye.
What the hell did they do to her when they buried her?
I mean, were they pushing down with a shovel and accidentally caught her with the face?
She didn't look that bad when last we saw her.
No, she looked
but
real
she looks
rugged.
rugged.
She looks tough. Choking the shit out of him up against the wall. They're apologizing their ass
like,
off.
I'm sorry, Mom. Didn't mean to bury you alive.
Yep. Then she goes, nope. All right. I know why I'm actually back.
Yeah. And we have the best musical fucking moment. It's so great. So this, we talk a lot about the music we talked a lot about the music in Midnight Mass. Music is great in this too.
Yeah.
Mostly it's mostly what we've had so far is just good composer, what's it called? Scoring.
Yeah, scoring. There it is.
Just good scoring. Mm-hmm. A couple of good tunes when we are flashing back to our New Year's party in 1979. But for the most part, it's just really brilliant scoring.
Very good scoring.
And this moment right here where she turns and she's got him and she turns and looks.
Yeah, she lets him go and turns and looks. Got eyes all huge. And
like one eye looks gone and it's wow.
And just marches out the door. Straight down the street.
A woman on a mission.
Oh, yes, very much so.
She's had enough. This is her lemonade moment.
Oh, she was over it. Yes, very much so.
She's done. So she walks straight up to Boss Dad's house and strangles.
Well, he wanders out there like a dipshit.
Yeah, all the lights are out.
Oh, the lights are out, honey. I don't care. And like, what are you doing here? And she just strangles the shit out of him. And that had to have been like that supernatural kind of strength because he doesn't fight.
No.
He can't fight. Like, he just doesn't fight.
Yeah.
And nobody around him that shows up.
She looks a fucking mess.
Well, hatchet wound and black teeth and all messed up and like just dirty and filthy. And
She's only been buried for like 4 hours. Yeah. I don't understand.
I don't.
But I'm not asking a lot of questions.
It's the supernatural aspect of it that she's like, no, I dug myself out of my grave to come back for revenge, which I mean is a very Poe thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that his wife and the 2 kids don't do anything. Shit. You look at that shot above them, they're like 3-4 feet from him, like.
And like.
Nah, man. No. I can't do that shit. I
Not
can't.
it.
No, I can't. I won't do it.
Yeah, that shot from above is
So
fantastic.
good. So sets up the entire thing so beautifully.
It really does.
Just like, oh my god.
And then again, like if you're familiar with Poe, you're like premature burial. This is so fucking great. Like you're psyched. Like this is the good stuff. This is what we want to see. Yeah. And it's scary. It's good. It's like scary, creepy Flan-Again good.
Yeah, shot very well. The nuance of everything. You look, if you're watching anything Flan-Again, you have to look at the background.
You must.
Like it's one of those. The first time you watch through, he leads your eye in such a beautiful way.
Yeah.
But if you really just kind of look off to the sides to just give it a glance, you'll go, oh, God, no.
Hill House is particularly good for that.
Oh, Hill House.
This has got some really good moments in it, too, though.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Oh, a lot of the background stuff, like, especially when they're in the house with him and Augie, Usher and Augie back and forth talking. That is... just watch the background and listen to those two actors speak because it's incredible.
Those exchanges are just fantastic. That scene maintains such intensity and such interest, even though it's just two men in a room.
Yeah, I mean,
like, and we go back and forth to it all the time, like constantly. We're going back and forth.
The gravitas between the two of them is enough. There's enough guts there that you believe that they've known each other forever and been adversaries forever.
Carl Lumley's playing Augie, and he's fucking-tastic.
Yeah.
I also think it's his birthday today on the day that we're recording this.
All right, get him, Carl.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I love him. So he does such a great job with this role. You can just feel the years of tension between the two.
Absolutely. Yeah, they play that so well just by how that they are reacting to one another and I'm just tired of your bullshit. Why are we okay.
And in that vein we go back to our current time period and Roderick's kind of explaining that his childhood definitely informed the way he approached raising his kids.
Of course.
And that all of them are his kids. He's got 6 children, 5 different mothers.
Yep.
And they are all his kids, and he would never close the door to them. They are all his kids, and that's the way it is. So you understand why he has that mentality for sure.
Absolutely.
Considering his childhood was fucking secret dad who hated him.
Absolutely, yeah. There's no reason like that. He's very well justified in that choice.
Yeah. But, I mean, what a dick.
He's a piece of shit.
You don't even know
You don't even know. We're going to get there.
He's such a dick.
He's terrible.
So... Meanwhile, we have our first appearance of people appearing to our Roderick Usher, which is his mother, appears in the background in this conversation with him and Augie, and Augie's like, why are we even talking about your mom? And he's like, I feel like I'm supposed to because she's here.
Because she's here.
So he's kind of like, she's behind you, and Augie's like, you are a fucking dick.
Not buying your business tactic. Bullshit, your nonsense. We've gone round and round and round.
I'm not gonna turn around. And then you see her go.
She's like, all right, you're right. Bye. Okay, later, dude.
I'm not needed right now. He's told my bit of the story.
Part of the story, which I really, really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I just, because she was such a crazy person, and I love to understand me, you have to understand the person where I came from.
Where I came from. Yeah. Well, and you have to understand, like, that's the whole point of him wanting to watch this house rot and die. It's the whole point of him wanting his past to die,
Yep.
We go into our courtroom. So, like, our pharmaceutical company, Fortunato, is being sued by the U.S. government for FDA violations and all sorts of shenanigans, and most of our family is co-conspirators, indicted co-conspirators. Yep. So we got our first look at the entire family.
Yes.
The entire Usher family, and they are a group.
They're gorgeous human beings. Oh. They are every last one of them is a beautiful person.
Everyone is so gorgeous.
Yeah, except for maybe the oldest son, but at the same time, he's not ugly.
It's Elliot.
I know. He's so good. He's such a dipshit.
He is. He's a real dipshit. So we meet Frederick, who is the oldest son.
Yes.
Played by Henry Thomas, who's the dipshit. He's a total dipshit. He's an kiss-ass dipshit. And then you just find out as we go along, there's more to him than that, and it's even worse.
He's set up as such a weakling.
Yeah, he's
set up as such a incompetent, sniveling.
He's got real.
He's the boss's son.
Yeah, he's got real incel energy.
Big time.
Big time incel energy, and in these opening statements, Augie reveals that there is an informant in the family. So this is a lot of the driving action for a lot of our characters. This is a lot of the inspiration for our characters moving forward to get into the shit that they're going to get into that's going to lead to their ultimate demise. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's
an informant. Someone that has secrets that they need to reveal, and they're afraid for their lives.
He handles that so incredibly well. They're like, objection, and they send him up there, and Luke Skywalker's up there.
Arthur
and
Pym
Arthur Pym
is their lawyer, and he is fucking Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill,
you guys.
Amazing in this. He's sitting there like, this is bullshit. I've never even seen this guy. Who are we supposed to? His voice is so good. They're like, we don't know anything about this. And Augie's like, oh, you know what? I'm old. I'm slipping a little bit.
I'm not the young lawyer
Not the young lawyer used to be. My bad. I will willingly strike. And then turns around and walks away with the most satisfied fucking shitting little grin on his face. Just, it's so good. And it rocks every last one of them. Every one of them is like, oh no.
Yeah, figuring out who this informant is going to drive a lot of these characters forward.
Everybody.
Some of them don't give a shit. Like, Perry doesn't care.
No.
Prospero, who's the youngest son, he doesn't give a shit about who
he doesn't give a shit about anything.
We'll get to him more a little bit later. And then we kind of see little flashes of each of our little family groups in their personal spaces. So we see Freddie, Lenore, and Morella, and Freddie is just a neurotic mess. We see Lenore has scruples. She's talking to her mom about, she says, did we do this? Because if we did, that's bad.
Yeah, would it be brave if somebody
would it be brave? And Morella's like, that would be very brave, and a very good way to get cut out of the will.
Yeah. Their father, old Froderick, bowling in this weird little single bowling lane and trying not to curse in front of his daughter. And it just keeps escalating to those spitheads to shit to fuck these guys.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Oh, good. It's such a great little monologue.
He's a mess. He's a neurotic mess. You find out later that he's afraid of elevators. They call him Sweaty Freddy because he won't get in an elevator. He'll only take the stairs. So it's just like a neurotic mess. And we also find out that Morella makes cakes.
Yes, is it cake?
A cake maker.
It's for sure a cake.
Got real is it cake vibes.
Yes.
There.
Good at it.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
Talent. She's got it.
She's got skills.
She's got apparently.
Then we meet Tamerlane and Bill. Bill T.
Built. Yeah.
So Bill, I talked to Midnight Mass about how Bill, the guy who plays Bill plays Sturge in Midnight Mass.
Yes, yeah.
And he's just looks like just this homeless,
just
Dockman, and then he's chiseled and fucking.
You buy him
built, literally built. He looks great.
You buy him as a fitness guru.
Yeah,
you're like, all right, yeah,
so
that guy's.
Yeah, he's got that that whole beach body vibe.
100% beach body vibe. You've got cycling things on your stupid little cycle deal. What the hell's that thing called? The bike Peloton. There it is. Yeah, he definitely has got some shit on that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. They're very, and she's a snooty snob.
Yo, big time.
Tamerlane is a snooty snob. She's like, she refers to some of her siblings as the bastards.
Yes.
Which everyone but her and Frederick, which are the bastards. And she runs a business that's kind of like a Goop knockoff.
It is a Goop knockoff.
Yeah.
Not even kind of, it is.
And it's called, she's about to launch this, fancy subscription service within it called Goldbug. And so we find out kind of the timeline about the Goldbug launch. This is going to be the thing that's kind of pushing her forward. She is pissed off that Freddie gets to do whatever he wants. She has to work her ass off. She wants that power. She wants that power. She wants to be that matriarch.
Yeah.
Yeah. She is very...
And by all means, she should be. As far as, intelligence and cunning, all of that stuff, she absolutely should be.
Yeah, she's a very interesting character. Yeah. Samantha Soylent plays her, who was, that bitch Bev Keane in Midnight Mass.
Baby.
Yeah.
Man.
So this is a very different role from that, which is a pious, overly pious monster.
You still have kind of same assholic vibes about her.
Definitely assholic.
But she is very, like, she just wants to climb that ladder. She
Yeah.
wants to impress her father.
She wants to impress her dad at all
So
costs.
bad, yeah.
Like that's it for her. That's all she wrote. She also mentions that she canceled the girl because there's so much stuff going on. These guys have
listen, the ushers want to fuck.
The ushers want to fuck.
They want to fuck, and they fuck in unconventional ways.
Thank you.
Unconventional ways. Yeah.
There's some unconventional fuckery.
I mean, go for it. Do
Both
whatever
physical
works for you.
and mental fuckery.
Big time. Yeah. Do whatever you got to do. But I mean, watching other people's sex life in that way, you're like, okay, all right, great, go get them, dude. I mean,
I'm not gonna yuck your yum.
No, I'm not yucking anybody's yum, but I'm
gonna raise my eyebrows over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a
at
little.
my house.
Be a little. Oh my.
My oh my.
What is happening?
Oh my.
Yeah.
And then we see Victorine with Al. And they're doing surgery on a monkey.
On a monkey, yes. Oh my god.
We're doing open heart monkey surgery.
This one is by far, I think, the most. If you have ever even heard of Poe, this is the one that you're like, okay.
Oh, it's a telltale heart.
This telltale heart. I got this one, and
Yeah.
I mean, and they don't try to disguise it. They don't, and to their credit, that they're not trying to. If you know this stuff, it's blatantly out there. What is going to happen to these poor bastards?
Yeah, the next episode's pretty clear what's going to happen too. If you're familiar with Mask of Red Death at all, which is the second episode, which we're going to get into here shortly. It is a little bit of a hint about what's to come.
Very much so, and is it her girlfriend?
Yeah, her
partner. Very smart, very wise. But is obviously the brains of everything,
right.
And the other is just the money and desperation driving. To get it done.
It's a $200 million investment.
Yeah.
And they start getting pressure on them almost immediately in the show that they need to have it ready for human trials.
Just like any $200 million.
Meanwhile, they're shooting up these monkeys with magical paralytics
and adrenaline and trying to do all this, dude. It's a mess.
It's a mess.
It is a mess.
So that's what's going on with them, and you can kind of see how things are skidding off a little bit out of control there.
Yep.
Then we meet Leo. We meet Napoleon.
Yes.
And his partner is Julius. When we meet Leo, he's getting a video game blowjob.
It sure is.
Blowjob while he's playing video games, which I think for most men is a thumbs up there.
Can approve.
Yeah.
Would say so. Yes. But probably not best to do that is not your partner.
That's not your partner. Yeah. He has to hide her out on the balcony.
Very popular. Got to go hide her out on the balcony. She's taking pictures instead of him on there.
Funny.
His partner is just a sweet dude.
He's so sweet.
He's just,
Julius.
Julius is such a...
He has a cat.
He's one of the kindest characters that you see in this, and he really does give a shit about everybody, and is like, hey, maybe pump the brake,
Yeah, and he's very concerned about because Leo's a serious party drug user. He's very concerned about him and his well-being and his and wants to be a part of the family, wants to be wants to meet the family and things like that.
Genuinely likes the guy.
Like, he's. Nice people don't do well with the ushers.
No.
They don't do well with the ushers.
No.
Then we meet Camille, and she's with her assistants. She's just working on her spin and press and all of that.
And you're very impressed with her immediately.
Yeah.
Just by...
She's very authoritative, very confident.
The control that she has over every situation, and she sees things from every angle.
Yeah.
Like, very obviously, and I mean...
That's the gorgeous Kate Siegel.
Yep, and she plays
amazing costumes. Everybody looks amazing in this, but her costumes in particular are just...
They should be. She's cooler than everybody.
She's so fucking cool.
She has to be cooler than everybody because she is the face of the family, basically.
Yeah.
Their PR and their spin.
Doctor.
She's everything.
Yeah. And so we meet her assistants, who are ridiculous.
Is it Toby and Toby?
No, it's Toby and... Oh, God, what's her name? Toby. His name is Toby for sure. What does she call her? We'll come back to it because it comes up.
It does.
It does. We meet. Let's see here. Oh, then we get a little bit more information about the relationship between Juno, the very young wife,
yes,
and Dad Roderick, So their dad is now shipping a girl that's younger than all of these.
Younger than everybody, yeah.
I mean, she's got to be like Perry's age, maybe a little older than Perry.
I think, yeah. I mean,
like,
they're within.
She's very young, very, very young.
Yeah.
So we're getting little tidbits about that story, and just like how embarrassing that is, and like how uncomfortable that is, and that'll never stop being gross.
No, yeah.
Yep. But it does seem like everybody gets kind of shitting on Perry up to this point. Like everybody's like,
sure.
I think it's Perry is the informant, but I don't think he's smart enough.
Well, he's easily the one that you would be like, money's on that dude, because he's a crazy human being.
He's fucking nuts.
He's nuts and has no moral filter
all
whatsoever.
appetite.
Yeah, he's all appetite.
All
yeah.
appetite.
Hungry constantly.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course. Well, he's the youngest, and how could he not put it on TikTok and shit like that?
Right,
like,
exactly. And then we actually go to Roderick and Juno at their home, where they're setting up for this dinner party that they're going to have, the most awkward, unpleasant dinner party.
Everybody has to come to family dinner.
Family dinner. That was announced as they're leaving court. Family dinner. Tell them to bring their spouse.
Everybody bring your spouse.
So everybody's in trouble.
Great.
Then we have the doctor shows up at the house to talk to Roderick.
Mm-hmm.
We don't find out what he's going to say. It's never good when a doctor
shows up to your house and is like,
night?
hey, we should probably go talk at night. We should probably go talk alone.
I think that only happens to very rich people who have something very wrong happening.
Yes, I cannot relate at all.
Cannot relate to any of the above.
But context clues tell me.
Yeah, we use our context clues. We have a feeling something's not great.
That's bad. Yeah.
So we get Prospero shows up. Perry, the youngest son, he's showing up because he's there to pitch his business. So all the kids get a business loan.
All the kids get a business loan to start them off.
Business loan to start you off. So we've got Camille runs a PR firm. Tamerlane has her.
Tamerlane does Goldbug.
Her Goldbug Goop.
And Built.
And then Frederick works for the company.
Yep, he is.
Froderick. And then let's see. Leo does like video gaming stuff. Like.
Yeah, he's a game financier. Yeah, he's the money behind parties and games.
Yeah, and then we have the monkey heart mesh.
Monkey heart mesh.
Yep. So we've got a lot of projects, a lot of things in the fire. Pokers,
oh yeah,
irons. A lot of irons in the fire.
A lot of irons in the fire. Those ushers.
And then we have Perry's blowjob whiskey bar.
Blowjob whiskey bar. His Glenfiddich. 96.
Glenfiddich 96 blowjob whiskey bar. Do you know anything about Glenfiddich 96? Is it a particularly good vintage? I
mean, a Glenfiddich's good, but I would assume 96 is nothing special.
No.
It's just like this guy. He's not very special. Yeah. It's you put a gold label on it and everybody will be like, ooh, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not I'll look at that, but I doubt it. It's not one of those things that wow, so you're going to etch your name on a whiskey bottle.
And it's a Glenfiddich.
Cool.
You could have just made your own whiskey. They probably would have frowned less upon that.
Well, and his desperate pitch just keeps getting more and more desperate as it goes along because he knows he's losing him. Because, for one, Roderick's over there going, oh, shit. His head's not even in the game. And they just...
And Madeline really does not have time for this bullshit.
Madeline doesn't give a crap about that. She's like, are you a dance club?
Yeah, oh.
Well, it's a club.
It's a club.
Named after you.
Yeah, aside from your name, what makes this interesting?
Well, the top actress in the world is going to be over blowing the VIPs and all this. And it's like, dude, what the fuck?
So the whole point is like exclusivity and...
Decadence and privilege.
Debauchery.
Yeah.
Hedonism.
Selling privilege. Fuck you.
Selling privilege and hedonism. Like, people can't find that on their own.
Yeah, there's plenty out there.
So they're like, no, this is not okay.
No.
But now we still have to have the fucking awkward family dinner.
Well, she's like Roderick say something. He's like, all right, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. You're done. Get out of here. Then flash to them setting up his wife, Roderick's wife, going, I've never hosted a party before.
Poor Juno. Like, she really isn't over her head. She was just a poor girl on drugs that got into a bad car accident.
She was destroyed, and this guy saved her and
his drug saved her.
Drug saved
it's not like he fucking found her and jaws of life her out of the car.
No, that's true. That's very, very
But she
true.
does feel very grateful that he invented this drug.
Absolutely, yep.
Grateful enough that she would give him a blowjob.
Yep.
Yeah, so we get into this dinner time, and we have Moreira is at Cake Usher with her beautiful cakes.
Yes, absolutely.
A cup of coffee and a book.
and a law book.
Well done.
Pharmaceutical law.
Madeline presents in the most deliciously delivered lines ever. Madeline's character is fantastic. I love her. I do love Madeline.
Mm-hmm.
She's a character that I can get behind 100%, even though I know she's got some real evil tendencies. She's not as bad as everyone else, though.
She's brutal and to the bone, and will not take any shit from anybody, and will not take any shit from a man. Won't take anybody. That was the whole deal. She's like, nope, I'm not taking shit from anyone anymore
ever again.
We've got to build this up.
Mary McDonnell is our Madeline in our present time, and then we have Willa Fitzgerald, who plays the younger adult version, and she's amazing.
Dude, she had to have studied like her cadence. Right?
I had never seen her in anything.
There's nobody that does.
And this woman blew me away.
Yeah, she's awesome in this. She's really, really good at this. The character study that she's done on the acting style of the character is impressive.
Yeah.
Is very, very impressive.
And you vibe that both of them were brilliant. You vibe, like, that's the thing, is that, like, Madeline's supposed to be a genius. And, yeah, Madeline's a fucking genius.
She is. You can tell she's just a little colder and way ahead of you.
Very cold.
Just way ahead of you.
10 minutes ahead of
everyone. Yeah, that's why she's so cold, is because she's bored.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. She's cold because she's bored. Nobody is keeping up. That's, it's...
Yeah, well, this is really the first taste we get of her ferocity. When she says, when I find out which one of you has been talking to the government, to the goddamn government.
Yeah, to the goddamn government.
It's so great. It's so great. I was
going to sue a puddle of gore.
A puddle of gore left in your designer shoes.
Designer shoes.
She's like, I will fucking kill you.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have you killed.
You'll be killed.
If I find out, I'll have you killed. And then Daddy Usher's like, you can find out who did it. I'll give you $50 million.
$50 million. Let's put a bounty on one of you.
A fucking bounty.
Here's a bounty. $50 million for whoever. And that gets all of them fucking licking their chops. Except for, like, your a little bit better characters, like old Bilt is on the side like,
this is crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Please don't let it be Tamerlane.
He even makes a joke about oh, is this your, like, talking to
first time signing
Victory's lady friend Al. He's like, is this your first time signing an
original Pym?
Original Pym? I hadn't felt like part of the family in a long time.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, so apparently this is very common. This is an ironclad NDA that will fuck their lives up if they are the one.
Vicious NDA. Like, you don't get every single detail, but you don't need it, because they're like, you'll lose everything and we'll end up killing you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And he says, I'm putting, Victorine's the one that asks, are you putting a bounty on?
You put a bounty on us?
He said, yeah.
Yeah.
You. The shit bag.
The shit bag.
It's one of those things I just can't imagine Frank Langella really selling.
He could, but it wouldn't be as, for lack of a better term, fun.
Yeah.
Like, it would be a little too serious and a little too, because this is... No, it's villains getting their comeuppance.
Yeah, there is a very fun element to this.
Yeah, it's fun to watch bad people get their shit.
It is. Because it doesn't happen in real life very often.
No, it never happens in real life, especially people that are that rich and powerful. But I mean,
who could you mean, Brat?
I wouldn't even know.
We wouldn't even begin to know.
No, I don't know those people.
We don't know those people.
But I am very much like Juno when I am around those kinds of people. I'm very much like... Great, this is going very well. This is going great.
Speaking of prenups.
Yeah. Hey, Juno.
How's it going, Juno?
It's going great.
It's going great. Bless her heart. She is fantastic. She was in Midnight Club. Yeah. She's fantastic.
She's way better in this than she was in Midnight Club. And I'm not saying she was bad in Midnight Club, but I liked her performance a lot more in this. They allowed her to have more nuance, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, and this is, the writing in this is very different.
Very much so.
But they do let her have fun, and they let her,
they let her use her comedy.
Yeah, she is very funny.
They let her be
she
funny.
started on, like as an Instagram or YouTube or something.
Oh yeah.
I think that's how she kind
cool.
of started her career. She lost her leg because of an accident playing soccer when she was younger.
Oh yeah, that shit happens.
Yeah.
You break something wrong.
Like, and I think that eventually, like, enough time had passed, it just wasn't healing the way it was supposed to. So that's the story.
Chop it off. I didn't know that was real.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, she's pretty fantastic. Ruth Codd is her name. She's
Ruth
Irish.
Codd.
Ruth Codd's Irish. We like her.
Obviously Irish. Wonderfully Irish.
Yes, yes. There's a hilarious juxtaposition between her discomfort and the way she speaks and some of the things that comes out of her mouth with the way she's dressed. She's very posh.
Very posh.
Very high end.
Yeah.
Very like Coco Chanel.
Yeah.
But
and is happy, whereas she's happy and uncomfortable, whereas everybody else isn't. The only other person that puts on any sort of feigned happiness is Roderick.
Yeah.
Like, even Lenore is,
Well, I mean, there's some fucked up shit going on around here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't, not very happy, but...
Yeah, so after the bounty nonsense, we go back to present time, and this is where Roderick's like, I know who was responsible for the deaths of my children. I'm responsible, and also, there's a woman I need to tell you about.
A woman, all right.
And that woman is Carla Gugino.
That's right.
We've seen little glimpses of her.
Mm-hmm. Just
in flashbacks or flash little.
Yeah, just little flashes that you see her. Yeah.
And then we flash back to New Year's Eve in 1979.
1979, New York, back in the New York groove.
Yeah.
Kick-ass song to have that.
Kick-ass song.
Have that 100% them walk into this bar trying to be nonchalant.
So
desperately trying to be nonchalant.
So we've got our young adult Madeline and Roderick at the bartender. Mm-hmm. Carla.
It's Carla. Yep, there she is.
She introduces herself. She's Verna. They're like, we thought there'd be more people here. She says, oh, we're midnight.
We're midnight business. Yeah, yeah. Place is cool as hell.
Place is very cool. Very cool bar.
It's one of those that if you walked into...
we would hang out there.
Oh, dude, on New Year's, for sure. I was like, there's not a lot of people here. This is going to be
crazy.
dope.
Like, the vibe's really cool.
It's all wood. This is cool. The bartender.
And they're there to set up their alibi.
Absolutely. 100% got to set up an alibi for something. We don't know what is going on, but they are there. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. We're going to be seen. Don't worry about it. We're here. We're drinking. We're having a good time. We're going to chop it up with the bartender. Hey, let's talk some politics.
Yeah.
Rena says, or Verna, not Rena. Verna is like, no politics at the bar. This is a classy joint.
Very funny. It's very funny for the political conversation to be about Ronald Reagan.
Very funny. And I mean, I like that it was like, no. We're not talking politics. We're going to get into deeper and more. Yeah, more.
Yeah, and they start talking about resolutions, New Year's resolutions. She's going to have a drink with them. They're hanging out. Just kind of...
Well, she pours that whiskey before they
even order it.
She pours 2 whiskey neats in those fancy-ass crystal glasses and pours herself one. Is like, all right, I'll have a drink with you. And does that with them. It's all very... You can tell she is, as far as being ahead, she is way ahead. She's laying a beautiful trap out for these poor bastards. Yeah. She really is. She
says there's a moment where we're kind of flashing back and forth to the present and the past. And she says, we're sitting outside of time and space.
Yeah, you can feel it.
We're
sitting out time and space. Yeah, you can tell.
And it is that you can feel that in those scenes. You're like, something real witchy is happening.
Yeah, there's something
supernatural, something really crazy, something wild is happening.
Yeah.
And it's very clear that this is not a normal place. This is not a normal situation.
No,
we already know our characters are in a high stress situation. We don't know what they've done, but we know they want to avoid the police. Mm-hmm. They know it's going to be a couple days before they know if they're in the clear.
Yeah.
Which is also crazy.
Yeah. And how observant she is. She's looking at their hands. She's like, you two have been busy.
Yeah.
Haven't you?
Busy night. Why'd you guys leave that party?
Yeah, why'd you guys leave that party? Oh, I needed to change the scenery. Yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah.
I bet you did.
I bet you did need to change the scenery.
But at the same time, she's such a charismatic bartender that she's just like, I gotta get these guys all happy. Yeah, have a drink.
Yeah.
Drink but not get drunk. Let's have some beverages so we can think about it.
She's really playing that role well.
Oh,
that charming And gorgeous bartender. She's flirting with both of them. It's
of course, she flirts with both of them, and she is just so much more than a bartender. You can tell that she is doing something else.
Oh, yeah.
The way she has control over the room, the way that she just kind of moves behind the place, because she always just arrives at the right times. Yeah. Like she's
fantastic.
So good.
Yeah, it's just a really great...
The crow above the bar, there's a black horse
there's
there.
There's the black cats on either side.
On the side.
Yeah,
so
it's a
cool
really,
looking.
like a really cool
It's
bar.
so cool looking. If it was in New Orleans, that's where I'd want to go all the time.
Yeah, we would totally...
Yeah, hang out at the Black Cat Bar, whatever the hell it would be.
Yeah, we would get into shenanigans
That would
there.
be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, so we do a little quick flash back and forth while he's telling this story. We learned that, like, that night, something big happened with Fortunato, with the company that he runs. We don't know what, but everything changed with Fortunato that night.
Yep.
And then we flash to the funeral again from the beginning.
Yep, back to the very beginning with the funeral.
And we know this is the second funeral.
Spread out. Incredibly strangely. Listen, I've been to my fair share of funerals.
More than our fair share.
And I'm sitting with Ashley every single time that we are going. Right. But nope, they're all on different pews and behind each other. I understand to, like, set things up for a camera shot and whatever.
That's not what this is.
But that's not what this is.
Because you could do that without making it look weird.
That's exactly right.
So it's definitely a choice. These people are disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
well, they know. The people that are in the know do, and the other two people that aren't in the know are back behind going, What the fuck? What are we doing? What do you keep turning and looking at?
Yeah, so he does. He keeps turning and looking at the balcony. First he sees Verna up there.
Yep. Verna in a crow mask.
Yeah, a raven.
Crow, raven, yeah. A raven. I'm sorry, don't come after me.
The raven.
Yes.
Anyway.
It's a good looking one.
It is a good looking one.
Yeah, it is good.
And then it looks back up a little bit later. All dead kids.
All the dead kids up there.
Not great.
No, and you can't tell what happened to them.
But you can tell it's not good.
You're like, they're fucking, that's their spirits, and they died horribly.
They died.
All of them died pretty
horribly.
rugged.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Definitely see that.
Yeah.
Nobody had a good, clean death.
Nope.
Of the six of them.
No.
Yeah, so.
Then he gets done with that. They exit the funeral home.
Oh, yes. We gotta go to the car.
Get out of the church I would let that preacher just keep ranting about his entire thing. His speech is tremendous.
Yes.
And he delivers that. That's one of my favorite readings in the entire series.
It is fantastic. It's very well done.
He's so good. But then he goes out there, opens up the car door, and is looking around at all the paparazzi and stuff, and then opens it up, and there's a damn Jester in there with all jingly jangly.
I really should have picked up this reference, but I did not. And I'll explain that later. But I missed this particular reference. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Mm-hmm.
Well, who the fuck?
I think you're meant to be that way, right?
Yeah,
I think it's meant to be that because that shit comes out of nowhere.
Well, and where that particular use of that costume is described, it's not you don't necessarily know that that's what it is.
That's right.
It's a different word. It's not jester is not used. It's like something else, and it's just fucking crazy.
It's dark and it is weird, and then he just
collapses,
nosebleeding, falls on the ground.
Big drama outside the car. Madeline shows up. She's like rattling off her list of instructions. Call an ambulance. Lock down the ward. Lock down the whole floor if you need to.
Get it under a fake name.
Only this doctor. No one else. No one else sees him. And you can just hear that in the background as he's saying over and over. He says 3 times, "It's time.
It's time. It's time." And with that raven just looking down on his ass, and it's like, oh no. And he knows.
It's time.
He knows. He can tell that it's time.
The bill has come due.
Yeah. What a mess. And he can just tell.
Yeah, it's fucking awful. When it's like that acceptance of knowing that what you suspect is really happening.
Yeah, did that happen? Whatever. You get to be that powerful, you get to be that rich, and you think that you're bulletproof because he has been forever.
Yep.
Has been bulletproof, and then, oh God, everything has gone wrong.
Yeah. And quickly. In 2 weeks.
Yeah, easy.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly. Things have gone downhill for our guy. And that's fine because he's a dickhead. He's a likable dick, though, because he's at least...
Well, he's charming. A lot of pieces of shit like that are.
I mean, because he's a fucking sociopath.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I worked at it, and you get that amount of power, and you get to crushing people and not caring. I mean, yeah, you know, it's the...
Not caring who the collateral damage is.
Nope.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It's just destroying. That's a big theme of this entire deal. Is the collateral damage of
that this family has caused. The whole
swath of horror that follows them.
Because the whole thing is they run this pharmaceutical company. They sell this opiate that they marketed as non-addictive.
Yeah, it's like ibuprofen. You know, it's the extra strength Tylenol. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pill for anyone. The pill's the same always. The only thing that would change is your dosage. So if you have a bad headache, you might take this amount. If you get into a horrible car accident, you take as much as Juno does.
That's right. Yeah.
But it's not addictive.
No.
No, despite all the people that are now on heroin.
Yeah, no, Ligadone's not addictive at all. No. Oh, what a great name for Ligadone. A drug, by the way.
Well, okay, so that's a reference to Ligeia.
Yes.
Which is a short story by Poe that in it an opiate addict thinks that his wife has come back to life. His dead wife has come back to life.
Oh, that's right.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, is there anything else you want to unpack about that episode?
No, that first episode is a beautifully concise... Here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to here are the people. This is why you should like. This is why you should dislike. You really get, out of very few lines, a lot of really good exposition on what you're about to watch. And really good introductions to these characters. Yeah. Even though they're like shorter and they're kind of surface, you still get a really good idea of what's going on with these people, what's driving them, you know, what their wants are, There's not a lot of complexity in what is driving them. Everybody is you get to see the intimate moments where they tell the truth. Yeah. So I love this episode in the fact that it does, if you don't like this episode, you're not going to like anything, because this should get you excited for every other fucking crazy thing that is going to happen, because it sets it up really well. It's like, oh, why is it that way? Yeah. Oh no, why are we in the dark? What's in the basement? What's in the basement? Why is the basement door open? Why is that door open? There's no reason that would come on. No. So like it's the setup of the little tiny bait that he throws out for you. It's classic Flan-Again style. Yeah. It's so good. It's really good stuff. So good. All right. Well, that's episode 1. We did it. We did it. Yeah, we did. Nothing blew up. That's episode 1 of of our coverage of the fall of the House of Usher for the Flan-Again podcast. That's right. We've been your hosts. I'm Ashley. I'm Brat. And we will see you for episode 2, which is the Mask of the Red Death. Come and get it. Come and get it.
Thank you for watching Flan-Again, a Mike Flan-Again rewatch from the Articulate Coven. If you want our videos and audio early and ad-free, visit articulatecoven.com/join and join the Coven.